Good morning, all of you. Can you hear me?
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Yeah. Okay. Good morning. Okay. So let's start today's session.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Shilpa, I need the sharing access.
Given, ma'am. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, everybody. Shilpa, I guess you gave the access, no?
Yeah,
Yes,
just
I
now
gave.
I've received. Yeah. So today we are going ahead with week 15. That is the second session of unit 3. So before we go on, just a recollection. So in case you have any doubts, please do clarify. I still did not get from many of you. So please start working, because once the course is over, it is very difficult for getting things done. And please understand, there will not be 2 uploads this time. It will be a single upload. Monthly uploads are not there by Cambridge. So you will have to speed up your work. Clarify your doubts, struggles if any, status of work. You need to complete it by February, March. Uploading final month will be May. Beyond May, there will be no uploads. Please, work reminder. Plagiarism should be checked at all costs. Please avoid grammar mistake. Use any free software. Check your grammar and check the spelling mistakes if it is any. Okay. If you're consistently using US English, use only US English, and preferably go for UK English. Okay, you set your system to UK English so that wherever Z is there, it will take it as S. Okay, so that has to be checked. So please set your system to UK English so that you will not have problems further. So today, the learning outcomes. Any questions anyone has till now? No.
Yeah, ma'am. So, ma'am, whatever changes you asked me to do in the lesson plan of Unit 2 that I have made, and when the school will reopen from Monday, okay, my observation is due with my
I'll
mentor.
check because I have to. No, I'll have to approve your lesson plan. Without that, don't start. If you have done it by today evening, I'll check and I will let you know. Okay.
Right, ma'am. Right, ma'am.
Yeah.
After observation only, I'll just start with the UL and EOR for Unit 2. I'll just complete within a week.
I'll put the comment as. I'll
Okay.
put the comment as done. Go ahead. That means you
Okay.
can implement it in your class. Okay.
Okay. Sure, ma'am.
And please do put unit 2 outside unit 1. You have put unit 2 lesson plan inside unit 1. Unit 1 is separate, unit 2 is separate. Module 1 has unit 1, unit 2, unit 3. So put it outside. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sarah,
I'll
yours
bring
also
this.
make a single folder. Okay, that module 1 folder, you share it to me. Inside that, you make unit 1, unit 2, unit 3 folders. Okay. Right.
Okay, ma'am, I'll do it.
Yeah. So we'll start with the learning outcomes.
Sudha ma'am.
Yes. Yes,
Ma'am, I was
Megha.
just asking that in unit 3 also the lesson, yes, ma'am. In unit 3 also the lesson plan which we are supposed to make, it needs to be approved by you first, right, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay.
But after completing your unit 2, your mentor observation, and then you do your unit 3 lesson plan, because based on your unit 2, you will have to incorporate changes in your unit 3.
Okay.
Okay, so don't do your unit 3 lesson plan. Once unit 2 is complete, mentor observation is complete, then only you can do your unit 3 part. Okay.
Sure.
So learning outcome J, What strategies do teachers use to manage lessons effectively? What does an active learning classroom look like? Why and how is learning differentiated? Why and how do teachers develop learners' lower order and higher order thinking skills? Okay, so today our focus will be on these key questions. So what does an active learning class look like? So you can just think about these cues and give me examples of what exactly an active learning class looks like.
Do we need to mention the activities also, ma'am, while explaining?
Yeah, what is that you think? What is that an active class looks like? That is the question. So it can be activities, it can be different things that you have learned till now. What is that you feel that an active learning must look like?
You should type in the chat box, ma'am.
No, you have to
You should
answer.
type.
Answer.
Ma'am, may I answer?
Yeah.
Um, so active learning is at three levels, like cognitive, where your thinking plays the role of understanding and processing. It's not just physical. Second is physical, where they use their agility of the body. Third is metacognitive level, where they use the learning and think over their thinking. All the three levels where not just the body, but the cognition skills are also used in learning something, learning a topic. Sorry.
Very true. Hmm.
May I?
Yes, Megha.
Ma'am, basically, an active learning classroom is a classroom which is very lively, which is collaborative, where students
Okay.
are allowed to share their own ideas freely without thinking about the mistakes they make, because the mistakes which they make are also accepted by the teacher and then addressed by the teacher properly. And then the students are actively engaged and they take ownership of their own learning in an
Very
active
true. Ownership.
classroom.
Finally, that's the like word that they take ownership of their learning, right?
Yes, and in an active learning classroom, the teacher, instead of being a teacher, basically acts as a facilitator, where she guides and supports the learner at every stage of learning.
Very true. Yeah.
Ma'am, may I?
Yes, sir. Soumya.
Yeah, active learning classroom is nothing but a learning environment that we create in which students actively construct knowledge through purposeful activities that require thinking, discussion, application, reflection, wherein we just help them, but they are actually engaged or involved in the entire learning process.
Very true. Yes.
Yeah, ma'am. So in
Others?
the In the active learning classroom, students are just not okay listening. They are okay, not just the okay passive okay listeners, but they just okay discuss in the pairs. They just participate in the groups. They solve the various okay activities, problems okay together. And the okay second thing, which is very important, that the okay teacher act as a okay facilitator. Teacher is not okay lecturing all the okay time. They just ask the okay students to okay take part in the okay participation of the activities whatever being going on in the class. And the okay teacher used to move between the groups. She used to okay monitor that what the students are actually okay doing by okay themselves, okay, rather than she's hold okay every time that what they should do. uh, she just okay instruct that what is to be okay expected from the students. That is
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am, can I say?
Yes,
Uh,
Sarah.
Active learning is where children are very active in the class. They are participating, they are understanding the concepts, and it is like a hook for them. The teacher gives them the knowledge, impart the knowledge in a way that they think critically about it in a more deeper way, understand it, and then it's kind of hook that stays with them, and they are very eager to learn more about it.
Very true. Very true.
That it just doesn't end when the class ends, but even after the class end, they are so much interested to know what's more about it.
Sure. Yeah. Anyone else would like to share anything?
so here I just want to share that, ma'am, through the various okay activities that okay teacher can actually instruct the okay students, and the okay class will be the okay active classroom. For example, through the okay think pair share, through the role play, jigsaw reading,
Hmm.
okay, quiz games, okay, that all we have okay discussed uh, in our previous classes. I get okay tickets through all these activities that okay class can be okay quite active and okay lively as well,
Okay.
especially in the English classroom. We can use all these activities.
Hmm. Yeah. So I'll just share what, according to our module, is active learning. So these are the list, that is providing opportunities to construct new learning, various learning activities which span the entire spectrum of Bloom's taxonomy, encouraging imagination's creativity, preparing students to take risk and make mistakes, explaining information, ideas, processes, skills to teachers and peers, demonstrating understanding and explaining, working in pairs or small groups, answering both closed and open questions, giving think time to reflect before answering questions, provide answers that are always listened and valued, ask questions to teacher and each other, listening, thinking and reflecting, providing clear explanations, making links between previous learning and new learning, providing real life situation, use of more of open-ended questions, age appropriate communication skills, scaffolding techniques, okay, not interfering with learner activities unless until they ask for support, scaffolding all learners to one-to-one pair or small group basis, differentiating, presenting concepts in small steps, monitoring the progress through a range of formative assessments. All this comes under active learning. Active learning does not mean a physically active session. It means that alert, the thoughtful, reflective classroom where the students are engaged more into thinking, coming out with new ideas, asking questions, discussions, and lot of collaborative work, productive work. That is active learning. So once that we have known about active learning, remember under active learning, differentiating is very, very important because every child in your class is important to you. So how to support every child in your class is about differentiation. So please read page 3 to 7 on how to differentiate in a mixed ability classroom. I'll give you the differentiated classroom. That is the book. 1 minute. I'll just.
Ma'am, regarding differentiated classroom, you have shared the two different documents. So which one we should read now?
Differentiation in classroom.
Differentiation in classroom.
Just a minute. Looking at that only because I've written page 3 and page 7. Okay, go through differentiated classroom, second sample. That one. What is a differentiated classroom? We got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, start with that. What is a differentiated classroom?
Yeah, ma'am. Till what page we should complete reading? Till page
Read
7.
the entire, it's a small sample. You will have to read because that gives an idea. So go through the entire chapter. It's a small sample. Please provide your understanding once you read it. Yeah, completed reading or you still need time?
Shall I share my views, ma'am? I just
Yes.
understood. So according to the document, ma'am, a differentiated classroom as far as I just understood is the one in which the teacher accept that the students are okay not the same. They actually okay differ in their interest, in their okay learning styles, in their okay readiness to do the work, and in their background and the culture. So so the okay teacher actually okay does not teach everyone in the same way, but she should adjust okay teaching to help each student grow as much as okay possible according to the differentiated classroom.
Okay.
So in this document, okay, Tomlinson says that the okay modern teachers face the same problem as the one room schoolhouse teachers. So how to okay, divide the time, how to divide the resources and the okay teaching so that all the students learn well in the classroom, and even though okay uh, they are very much okay from all the aspects. So according to uh, so so okay, according to this uh, a differentiated classroom where actually teachers plan okay lessons by just keeping students okay differences in his or her mind, okay, not okay just okay ignoring them. We should keep that okay differences in our okay mind, that all the okay students can't be same in their okay learning abilities, in their okay grasping power, in their comprehension, in their okay analyzing skills. So okay, that should be done by the teacher in the class. And
Okay.
here the case first case okay study being given about the compound words in the two grade one classrooms regarding the Mrs. Okay Japper's classroom, not the okay classroom which is not okay differentiated. So what all okay students were doing, they just do the same work, same okay compound work okay they were doing, and they just choose the 5 words from okay list of 10, and they just okay illustrate them. So okay different students, they are okay getting different problems because the entire okay classroom has been okay given the one absolute okay task to okay do without doing any kind of okay differentiation according to the abilities of the learners.
Ma'am, may I?
Yes.
Ma'am, though many examples were given based on different lecturers or teachers mentioned, my understanding overall is A differentiated classroom is nothing but a class that has intentionally planned for diversified learners. Though the learning
Okay.
objective or outcome remains the same for everyone, but the pathway that we achieve would be different. The difference
Okay.
in the way we deliver the content. Differentiation is all about content delivery or the process in which we are doing it or the activities through which we are supporting them. By
Hmm.
doing this, this will actually support equity and not uniformity. Class is not about uniform delivery of lesson, it is about equity wherein everyone gets it in a right way, the way they learn
Hmm.
it rather than the way we want to do it.
Okay. They are correct. That's correct. They have to learn it in their own way rather than what we are trying to build in them or whatever way we want them to learn. That is not the right way. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the task can be different for every person and the way we learn. Some can learn from images, some can learn from when we speak orally, or some can learn from storytelling. So that is the clear example of a differentiated class wherein everyone's ability is different.
Very true.
Okay,
That's it.
ma'am, can I share now?
Yes.
Ma'am, I connect with one of the teacher in this write-up where she first connect with the children so that in a formal and informal way, and then she delivers her chapter. I do the same, so
Hmm.
I could connect it more to that write-up. Over here, that teacher, every student, she understand that as she's already connected to the students in an informal way, making that gaining the trust from the students. So every student learn differently. She understand what student learn how much, and then she set a high expectations from everyone by not forcing her, but they help students work harder, achieve more, and understand that success comes from effort and flexible teaching
Hmm.
methods. As she understand each and every child, she have a flexible teaching methods for each and every student. And then there is teacher and student partnership also, and teacher is not one size fits all. She understand that like how one size doesn't fits all, she alters her lesson accordingly. And teachers
Very
are
true.
like artists who diagnose children's in a way, and then uh, what you say, design the lesson plan in a way that fits for everyone, that helps everyone to understand, just not complete the syllabus, but understand the content, what she's teaching, and how she's teaching,
Hmm.
and how the children are taking it, absorbing it.
Very true. Yeah. Okay.
Thank
Anyone
you.
May I
else?
share?
May I?
Yeah.
Ma'am, may I
Yes,
share?
Anandita.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I believe after reading the document, the two things that come up first is, ma'am, equity and equality. We often talk about equality in a classroom where giving students the same resources and instructions and time and task, regardless of whatever they need or what their learning differences are. While equity, as Tomlinson points out over here, is giving every student what they need to succeed, even if that support differs from every learner to every learner. So that is, I
Hmm.
believe, the main goal of what is being stated over here. And ma'am, there are 3 points which, when I was going through the document, I liked. He highlights 3 major classroom elements that can be differentiated. One was content of what the students are learning. For example, if I'm teaching in a language classroom, I can give varied levels of reading text to the students according to their learning level and ability in order to help them succeed. He also refers to multilingual resources if needed. Another thing he
Hmm.
says that can be differentiated is the process of how to make the students learn or how to make sense of the learning for the students. So, for example, one student can learn through the discussion that I'm doing in class. Another one may learn through graphic organizers, which I can give them or provide them in order to make sense of whatever it is I'm teaching. Or another may learn through some guided practice. And the third thing that he mentions is the product. that how the students are demonstrating what they have learned or what I have taught them. Some may do it through an essay, another may do it through a presentation, or another may do it through some other kind of creative task. So these varied approaches, they can ensure that learning is remaining appropriately challenging and meaningful for all kinds of learners. Because there might be a person who is kinesthetic, another one who is an audiovisual learner. And from another point that he stresses is I liked it that the role of the teacher, he says, shifts from a content deliverer to a diagnostician and a designer. He says that when I'm diagnostic, abilities come into play when I'm identifying the needs of the learners, and then I'm planning and designing responsive instructions in order to go through them, and I'm coaching or guiding their learning process instead of just being over there and delivering the content, which I believe in today's world they can access from anywhere in the world of internet and AI, which is available readily for them everywhere. So the teachers are described over here as students of their students who are continually refining their instruction-based learning evidence rather than scripting rigid lessons that are completely without any way to be flexible in them.
Very true. Very true. So your focus was on the different types of differentiation processes that can happen in the classroom. Yes, Yamini?
Um, so when I was going through, what I've noticed is every teacher has their own strategy of differentiating the class. Like some follow small groups, flip classes. Let's make a deal, like engaging the children. So all of these activities, there's no particular format that this is the right differentiation. It is more like how they'll be able to engage the children and the deliverable. The learning is um, uniform throughout the class or to the standard that is set by the teacher according to the learning standard of that particular student. So that topic is delivered. Uh, Many resources. So one thing that I found is the difficult thing is dividing time, resources, and the teacher herself equally between the in the class is a difficult thing, which is even I find, I mean, in the class currently also. So when you have to cater to the whole class, dividing your time, especially differentiated, dividing your resources accordingly, and dividing your attention to the child is a challenging thing.
Yes,
Mm,
definitely it's a challenge. Yeah.
and where the learning, where your learners, even from earlier till today, if you say CEY to grade 1 to higher, your learners' readiness, personal interest, culturally shaped way of seeing and speaking about experience of the world. So these three influences their learning with their interest and other physical and social factors also affecting um, the learning that is going to happen in the class. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's it. Okay. I'll just share the slide again. Just go through the picture that is shared and try and put it in pulse. Yes, not. Were you able to see the picture in full screen? Yeah. So now, if you look at this diagram, this is how instruction flows. That is, the narrowing areas, if you see, is where more or less it's a comparatively a passive activity is happening. And the bulged areas, you see that there is an active involvement in discussions, activity, collaborative work, analyzing their own work happening there. So if you see with differentiation, there is a lot of activity that is happening inside in your classroom because they are going to do based on their interest and not based on the teacher's interest or the teacher's favorite activity through which learning may happen. A differentiated classroom is marked by a repeated rhythm of whole class preparation, review, sharing, followed by an opportunity for individual small group exploration, sense making, extension, and production. Okay. Why should we do differentiation in our classroom? Now, when there is another book, Differentiation in Action, that is shared with you, just go through the chapter 1, Celebrating Unique Talents. Go through that chapter 1. Yeah. Why should we differentiate in our classrooms? Or in other terms, why is equity more important than equality? Differentiation is definitely equity. So why is that more important than equality?
Ma'am, may I?
Yes, Soumya.
Because it is important because we have different rates of development at which people learn and varied interests and motivations, diverse learning styles and thinking preferences, and different life experiences and emotions. Because of all of these things, it is more of equity than equality.
Okay. Now my question is, why should we give importance to all this?
If teaching suits only one learner, then there is no point in doing that one.
Again, my question will be why there is no point in dealing
Because
only with one learner.
one size doesn't fit everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So it is equity and not uniformity or equality.
See, think deeper, think deeper. I don't want one perspective coming out. I want different perspectives coming out. Because remember, you're going to answer this for your reflection or learning. When you're writing for your learning, also, I want you to think a little bit deeper rather than going only up to the teaching level. Think a little bit deeper. Why do you think in a classroom we have to cater the needs of every student? Yes, Rupa? Sorry, I'm not able to hear you.
Yeah, ma'am. Students have multiple intelligences according to the Howard Gardner, which is given in the
No,
document.
my question is why should you cater that? Rupa, why should you look at all that when you are teaching? Remember, teacher is one, students are many.
The reason behind that, ma'am, because whatever we teach, that should be in one or the other point should be beneficial for our learners. They actually shouldn't be the passive that listeners only,
Mm-hmm.
that they are not getting anything, means according to the abilities, we should according to the different abilities, so that our teaching will be more and more useful and productive for them in.
Why? That's what Soumya was saying. I'm asking why.
Because
Because
we are
Understand better so that they can learn better.
Then only
Sarah,
it will
I'm
be.
not. Are others able to hear? Sarah, I'm not able to hear.
So
Okay.
that they can learn better and understand better.
Learn. Why should they learn and understand better?
because we are preparing them for the world. We are working on the skills where everybody needs that to survive in the world.
Okay. So with the same skill, are all of them going to survive?
No, the basic when it comes to teaching, the skill that they need, at least some level of skill should be there. So we are not, before it was more, theoretical understanding and all that. But now the teaching system is centered towards skill development. Not every skill is catered for every student, but definitely the skill that we are working on is for preparing the child ready for the world outside. So,
Yamini, I'll just rephrase my question. Your point is correct, but your outlook is a little slightly has to change. My question is, for example, you're saying some amount of skill is needed for every child. Then no, I can fix on the same learning strategy to develop that particular skill. Why should I think about different activities or different strategies? Why should I think
I'll
about differentiation?
Because every
I'll give my
student learn
example.
differently. Because one, like for an
Again, you're
example, one
coming
student,
to learning, Sarah. Sarah, what is the ultimate purpose is what my question is.
then
Don't limit your thoughts to your classroom teaching. Yamini was closer. So that's the reason I'm asking her to think in that dimension more.
So, I'll give one example of see, my strongest point is um, from the field or in the classroom itself, how I see is I see the minute things of the children, and my uh, how I remember it is like I cannot remember names. That's not my thing. So how I remember the child is with their particular actions or association or the common like I keep my own bits and pieces in my memory to remember them and to use them whenever it is needed. So my learning, like a math teacher remembers, my math teacher, my co-teacher remembers names, dates, everything so strongly. To me, it's not my learning way of understanding that, but I definitely need it. So if I'm learning it in the same way, I will never be able to process that information. I need my own way of understanding that concept so that I can use it.
You have come to you're giving me the right example. I'm asking you to put that to your child.
To apply knowledge in
Actually,
real life situations.
A real life situation. So all of them are going to apply knowledge in the same way.
No.
So what exactly are we now focusing on? Your examples are correct. I'm asking you to look at the word that you will have to come across.
Differentiation. That we are learning
See,
for.
we are using differentiation for what?
For learning. Okay.
creating memory or just knowing.
Knowing. No, your word skill was correct, Yamini. I'm asking you to focus on that word.
Ma'am, to
See,
reduce the learning gaps.
reduce learning gaps as a teacher, you're saying, but what is the long term skill that you're looking at? See, what is the ultimate focus of teaching? Now you told that teaching pattern, teaching strategy, what was ancient teaching strategy, today's teaching strategy has totally changed. What exactly, you forget about your lessons, you forget about what your curriculum needs and all that. Ultimately, why are we actually using differentiation in the classroom?
So that they can remember things for a longer time. The concept
Is it
is
only remember, Sarah? Is it only remember?
Learn from
Apply
learn,
their
apply.
knowledge into real life situations.
Apply into real life situation. After applying to real life situation, what are they again doing?
What are they? They are actually
Today,
getting practical knowledge of those concepts.
okay,
critical
practical knowledge.
increase the
See,
critical.
today, a job seeker goes to a company, okay, they give training. When they give training, what is that they say? They say that your knowledge was whatever you have learned was something that can be used 20 years back. So we are training you so that you adapt to the current situation. So what exactly are we making them do?
I'm
Evolve
developing the ability
Transfer
how
of
to learn.
learning. Yes,
evolve their learning.
evolve their learning. Fine. Another,
I'm developing the ability how to learn.
how to learn. Very good. That is the one. How to learn. Yes. Now, when you're using differentiation, please again rethink on what exactly are you doing with the child, telling him to do according to what he likes. What are we actually doing? Forget about your subject here. What exactly are you trying to tell the child?
Making him
Ma'am, we are trying to make them
learn
understand and
based on his
recognize their
learning.
Learning.
Ma'am, we are making them able to understand and recognize their own strengths, their own abilities, and take part of their own agency. So we are just supporting them. We are scaffolding them with what they need, but they are actively taking part in what they understand, what are their strengths, what are the differences. So that in order, we are giving them the tools in order to learn by themselves. This is the ability that they
Very
are going
good.
to carry lifelong in whatever task they do. That is, I believe, the
So
ultimate goal.
you are actually streamlining them into their strength, thereby you are actually making them responsible for their learning, because remember, you're not making them learn, they are learning how to learn. So you are giving that practice on a daily basis, developing that skill that they are strong in, so that tomorrow they will start learning using that skill. So they become a self-regulated learner. Remember, our course started with that we have to make them self-regulated learners. Self-regulating in learning comes only when we are responsible for our learning. And when we will be responsible for our learning, when we like the way we learn, and how do we like the way we learn? When our teachers direct us to how to learn, not what to learn. So that is the main aspect of differentiation. Okay, don't say learners, no, will have to learn, they have to understand. That is the point for immediate reach. But the ultimate goal for us to reach is to make them self-regulated learners. So that becomes remember the key word, responsible. That's a key word from Cambridge Attribute. They become responsible learners. Okay. And unlearning also becomes easy for them to relearn, because that is something that they have to adapt. So if they are on the path that they know how to easily grasp things and do their learning, it becomes a skill for them, which is their strength, which makes them responsible. So that is why we use differentiation. Please understand this, so that no, you can also have, remember, your ability also will be different. It's not going to be same. Please note down this activity. We'll go for a break, 5 minutes break, and come. So you will have to prepare a differentiation activity with an objective. What you're doing, lesson name, objective for which you're doing differentiation. Take your subject, a small topic, simple topic, only for 10 minutes that topic should be. How you will incorporate differentiation for that particular activity you will have to show. Okay. Then we'll go into types of differentiation. You understood? Yeah, we'll take a break and come. So it's 10:29, 10:34 we will. Yes, you can start the activity. You have understood what you have to do? Create a 10 minutes activity based on your subject. So write the objective of the activity and create a differentiation activity or differentiated activity for that particular objective.
We should present in lesson plan, ma'am.
No lesson plan, only the activity.
No,
Only the
means in the
activity.
only in the lesson
What
plan
is
form.
No, you
Lesson.
can just write it simply directly. Teacher role, what will be the student doing?
Okay.
How do you
Okay.
think differentiation is incorporated in this activity?
Okay.
Yeah.
Ma'am, we just have to say it orally, or we have to.
You will have to write it because you can't just say orally. Write it and then tell this is the activity. Share it and tell how exactly you're planning to incorporate differentiation in this activity.
Ma'am, can I say?
Yes, Sarah.
Uh, Ma'am, I actually done something similar like that. In the time of midterm exams, my students, after like repeatedly explaining, also they were having these issues with all the kings, and they were not able to memorize all of it. So in the homework, I have given
Topic.
them.
Topic.
It was about the Mughal kings. So there is Mamluk dynasty, there is a lot of other dynasties over there, and every dynasty have like 4 to 5 kings in it, like Khalji dynasty and Razia Sultana, Kutubuddin Beg, and all that. So they were not able to remember the names or anything. So I gave them in the homework for all the kings, make a report card of the kings. I have given them in the form of a report card and the king's name, what dynasty they belong, and from what year to what year they have worked. And if you were in that king's place, how differently you would have done that. So they already made the report cards. Everybody was given one names of it, and everybody made that into a sheet, and they got it to the class, and then everybody shared it in the class, their own report card, that how differently they would have done it. So in that way, they remember they were. It was very fun for them because they are making a report card of a king and how they would have done it differently if they were a king at that time. Everybody shared their opinions over it. So they made fun of each
Mm.
other, like if really you would have done something like that. They first shared what king did and then what they did.
Mm.
So it was very entertaining and they all learned something from it. At least they were able to write uh, from which dynasty the king belonged and what was the reform that king uh, at his time.
How did you bring differentiation in this?
Differentiation, every child is doing it according to his ability
No. See, what was your objective?
to make them understand, to make them
No,
learn, to
understanding is a broad concept.
to
Maybe
make
because
them
you're doing, see, when we look at history, they will have to remember and recall facts.
yeah,
Yes. So how
yeah,
were you now for you're talking about the Delhi Sultanate. Okay.
yes, ma'am,
Okay. So Delhi Sultanates, when it comes, you have different rulers there. So
yeah.
how exactly did the student recall the facts? That is my question. Recall the facts or appreciate that the ruler has done something good. Okay, appreciate what were the changes that the rulers have brought and how exactly did it impact the India that we are today. Those are the things that history will be focusing on. How did that happen due to this differentiation, a differentiated
Everybody was
activity?
given one king or the king. Everyone was given
Okay.
one person to search on it. Like whatever is
Hmm.
there in the textbook, only that much, not beyond the textbook. So
Hmm.
everybody got one thing on that. Like as I told you, how what was the in that one paragraph, what was the impact, and how differently they would have done it. Everybody
Hmm.
have research on one thing. Now they are sharing in the class. They already did that in the as a homework. They already made the report card and they got it to the school. And then they shared their research and their understanding to the class. So for peer understanding, discussion, you can say.
Okay. Okay. So again, my Sarah, sorry, I'm asking you again. How did others also learn based on his? Because you were saying that they were finding it difficult to remember. How exactly did that happen? Is my question.
By listening to their friends.
Are you sure? Because I doubt, because in a class, when it comes to listening, we say that they have to actively listen, but will they listen? That is the question.
Ma'am,
I
see,
know
it was
all of you will accept, no, listening to others is boring.
because
Yes.
no, it was a fun part. What fun part was attached to it was that they were even saying how differently they would have done it. Like if they were
Acha.
king. So they were listening because to make fun of each other, but in the end they understand the concept behind it. They were trying
Okay.
to pull each
Okay.
other's leg by doing that. Because now
Okay.
that person is like, for example, there was this one girl who became Razia Sultana. So she told how she explained about her what reforms she got into it, and then if she was Razia Sultana of that time, what differently she would have done. So just to listen how differently she would have done it, they were pulling her leg for that. So in that
Okay.
way,
Okay.
they did listen. It was actually
But
I got this
Sarah,
idea from
I can understand, but don't use the word pulling their leg, making fun, because that's not something that Cambridge would like to develop in a classroom scenario, because that comes under bullying. That is why I was continuously asking, how did you attain your objective? Because your objective is not making fun of each other or making fun of the kings. It's actually they have to understand. So it has to be more a serious activity. That is the reason. Okay. Yes, for like no, that they remember everything fine, but no, you will have to revisit the objectives. Don't write this as a differentiation activity. Okay.
No, but it will,
Yeah.
ma'am, it's kind of history is kind of boring after a point. They won't like to listen
No,
the
you will
same
have to
story.
make it interesting. You will have to
So
make it interesting.
this was
It
one of
again
the things
depends.
that was the class very fun and nobody was hurt also, and it was very
Mm.
engaging also. So I remember
Yeah.
that when I look at it and I said it.
Okay. Yeah. Any others regarding differentiation activity of your subject? Yes, Anandita.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm talking about differentiation in English as my subject. And ma'am, because English is, I believe, it's not a subject that we are merely meant to study, because it is a subject that they are meant to think through, articulate through, and grow through. Basically, that is the
Mm.
purpose of learning the language. And ma'am, in my classroom, particularly with the kind of students that I deal with, I've often understood that the students differ in their language confidence, their reading stamina, the depth of analysis, the analytical depth that they are able to, and also the emotional readiness to express whatever ideas that are there in their minds. So, if I teach
Mm.
all the students in the same way, I may cover my syllabus, but I will definitely not necessarily grow any learners. So, differentiation
Mm.
for me
Mm.
in my classroom is about making students aware of how they will learn and make them accountable for it. So, ma'am, I have taken one activity since you said, ma'am, in one classroom, I'll take this particular learning objective, LO, as the students analyzing how a writer uses language to convey meaning and effect. In IGCSE, ma'am, there's this particular topic called writer's effect in English first language. So that translates to how writer
Mm.
uses language to convey meaning and effect. And this is something that most students are very scared of because it's quite a complex and difficult topic.
Mm.
And
Mm. Mm.
uh, while the goal remains same for everyone, like the LO remains the same for everyone, if I turn this into an activity, I can turn it into something like choose your path to the analysis. And for the text, I can give a short prose or a poem extract for them that is common to all. But when I'm designing the activity, I can design three separate pathways for the students. For example, ma'am, the first pathway would be a guided path where these will be for students who might need some structuring or confidence building, where I give some key quotations, highlight it for them, and I give them some prompted guided thinking questions like what word stands out for you? What is the feeling or the
Mm.
emotion does this create? Or why do you think the writer might have chosen this? And
Very
then
true.
I
Mm.
ask them, the students, to write a very short analytical paragraph using these particular sentence starters that I'm giving to them. This is for the students who need that guided scaffolding. I'll provide another pathway, path B, for the independent thinkers who already are a step above the others, who are ready for the autonomy of doing it by themselves. Now, I will ask them to select their own quotations from the text. I'll not provide any guided questions to them. They will write a paragraph by themselves, analyzing the language choices independently by themselves. Then I'll
Mm.
choose another path, the third pathway, which is like an exploratory or verbal visual path. This is for,
Mm.
I believe, students who think best through either audio visual inputs. And ma'am, over here, I will ask them to annotate the text visually or discuss the ideas with any of their peers. I can group them in that way. And they record the insights. I can provide a concept map to them, or they can give me an oral explanation of which one they think is correct. And then I'll ask them to translate one idea, any one particular idea, into one short sentence. So all the students ultimately at the end of this activity are arriving at the analysis which I want them to, but they are doing it through different outlets or routes. And
Sure. Mm.
over here, my role as a teacher, ma'am, it shifts deliberately. I'm not delivering any of the interpretations. I'm not correcting every sentence for them. I'm not deciding who is strong or weak. I'm just modeling them based on who is an analytical thinker, who is a better version of a visual thinker, and who needs to be provided the autonomy for doing it by themselves. So I
Okay.
believe,
Who
ma'am, in
needs to be
this way.
scaffolded? Who needs autonomy?
Yes, ma'am.
Who must be an exploratory thinker? Right.
Yes,
Good.
ma'am. Ma'am,
Yeah.
in this way, by the process, the support level, and the choice and the pace of the learning, I will ultimately lead to the learning objective, I believe, which is non-negotiable. But the pathway I provide for them is flexible.
Right. Good. Yeah. So yours is differentiation by process. Right. Remember that becomes important. We'll come to that, I think, in the next this one slides. But remember, yours becomes more into the differentiation by process. Okay. Sarah's is actually content, but she should think about more of a differentiated activity rather than this. Yours is differentiation by content. Okay. Content, you have three: differentiation, content, process, and product. So yours is content wise. Yes. Next, anyone else?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah.
Um, so the differentiation activity, ma'am, I have prepared for the lesson cells again. And
Okay.
the learning objective is the students will be able to identify the basic structure of the cell and explain the function of its main parts. And for this activity, I will divide the class into three flexible groups, group A, B, and C, where group A will be the support group B will be the intermediate group, and group C will be the extension group. So different groups will be given different activities. So the first group, which is the support group, I will give them a visual or guided activity, which will be to label a diagram of the cell and uh, just match the organ names to the diagram. Okay, and here I will do the scaffolding to the students by asking questions and clarifying any vocabulary. And then to group B, which is the intermediate group, I will give them a think and explain task where they will be given a table where they have to match the function of the organs properly and write one sentence about why each organelle or organ or part of the cell is important. And the third group, which is the extension group, I will give them a question like why do you compare the nucleus of the cell to the brain? Just explain your justify the analogy in 2 to 3 sentences. So this is how I will divide the activity in among the three groups.
Very good. Right.
Yes.
That's good. Yeah. Next. Please note for each age group it is different, because Anandita deals with the higher learners. So her activity is fine. Yours is with IGCSE Megha, fine. Okay, Sarah deals with 6, 7, 8, the middle schoolers who are more like in the starting stage of curious thinking. Her activity is fine. So age level also your differentiation changes. Yes.
Can I go?
Yes, yes.
So the topic is story ladder, specifically understanding how sequence is very important in story ladder. So as you said, when it comes to my age group, so the approach is completely different. So I would first ask them. I can differentiate, but differentiated should be again uh, completely within, like, to the complete class. I can't make groups for the small. It will just the class will not be organized. They don't know how to yet work in small groups with differentiated
They
work
know,
paper.
Yamini, they know. It depends on the work that you're giving. You tell, I'll tell you how exactly to go about it. Yeah.
Uh, so the first level is for the physical learners, where I'll be telling the name, a certain, like, roll number. They have to arrange themselves in roll number. Then I'll say, um, alphabetical order of your name. They have to arrange themselves in a line and an alphabetical order of their name. So I'll be telling that sequence is what we are doing. The first introduction, that sequence is what we are doing is given. Then we'll be doing this one. After this is done, I'll tell a story about the regular events that we do. In the sense, like early morning, I get up, eat my breakfast without brushing my teeth. So this is like I'm creating a mistake in the sequence of things where the children will correct my mistake, which engages everybody in the class. This is for middle and lower order thinkers. So their participation is very much effectively seen in this, the topics that are they already know. So they can connect very quickly to this. And after this is done, when the sequencing is done of a daily activity, how it has to be done, the understanding of why it is important to write in sequence is established. Then this I wanted to do it in two sections where first I'll be telling a story, okay, and I'll be giving a jumbled board where they have to arrange the story in sequence, create a storyboard with the pictures given. So it is a pair activity. Now it's just a pair activity. Then last comes a group activity where the children are divided in four as a group, and each one of them is given a story, like a reading story, where they're giving a storyboard where they have to draw the story according to the sequence of the story that they read or just the name of the story. So the why sequencing is very important is established in the children in to all my learners who work physically, who work visually, who work by art, who understands by the art, and who understands by listening also.
Okay. But for you, pair and group, two different activities are coming. That time may not be sufficient. See,
Yeah,
since it's a storyboard activity, you will have to prepare. This is just a suggestion that you can do. You will have to prepare storyboards, one with pictures and dialogues, cut it into pieces, hand it over to them. Make them into three groups. One, pictures, inside the pictures, the dialogues are. Okay, the first group, that is your foundational group, will have to sort the pictures in sequence with the dialogues also. Dialogues are inside that picture. The second group, picture will be separate, dialogue will be separate. They will have to match and make the sequence. The third group will only have picture. They will have to arrange the picture and narrate the story to you.
So in one activity, all the three levels of
The
learners
first one, you have dialogues also because they are foundational learners. They need a scaffolding. Second one also, they need mind scaffolding, but little challenging because they have to match the picture with the dialogue. Third one is your advanced learners who can match the pictures and narrate your story. Okay.
Got it.
So the same activity in three groups you conduct.
Yes, ma'am.
So you can have multiple groups of foundational learners, three students pair into one team and make your groups. So accordingly also you can do it. That's why I said it's again based on the learners. So here again for you, this is differentiation based on process because your objective you're reaching is creating a storyboard. Now storyboard activity is done by three groups. Okay, because the first group needs support, you're not giving them, it's a challenge, but not that level of challenge. And try to go with three different stories so that no, they can't look into each other and match things. That way you can do. Okay. Yeah. Soumya, yours. Asexual reproduction.
Can I be back in 1 minute, please? Just 1 minute.
Sure, sure. Soumya.
Yes, ma'am.
There is a problem. Now, if you're asking group A, let me think that it's the foundational group. You have given them create. Okay, now the next one that we are going into is that what level is create
Okay.
in Bloom's? The highest level, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if they were able to do that create part of it, they will not be coming under group A, right? Yes.
Yes, yes.
Group B presents step-by-step explanation, right? Group C. Now here you can see, use a real life example, okay, to explain, and there you can ask them to draw also.
Okay.
So that becomes the highest level, okay.
Okay.
Now here, this is an example of differentiation by product because it's the outcome that you're measuring. Okay, so it is product. So now remember the three ways in which you can differentiate. One is using content. That
Content.
is what Sarah did. She allocated different topics or different kings to students, asking them to come prepared. Okay, that is one. Process, Anandita's and Yamini's process. Remember the way that they have done, that is process. Soumya's is product. Megha, I forgot what was your cell. Cell, that also comes under product.
Product.
Product. Okay. So that's the final outcome that you're going to check. Yes, Rupa, would you like to share?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So I just put up the learning objectives that by the end of my lesson, they all the students will be able to identify at least the two language techniques, either simile, metaphor, repetition, or onomatopoeia used in the Cambridge extract. And the second learning objective is that identify at least the one structural technique, like opening hook or shift in the focus, short
Give me
sentences.
only one objective, Rupa, one objective.
Okay. No, for three different type of learners, I have just put the three learning objectives, and the third
Okay.
one is
No,
explain
no,
how
no,
these
no, no, you
techniques.
can't do that. Rupa, you
Okay,
can't change the objective. Objective remains same.
for three type of learners.
Objective should remain same. Yes.
Okay,
Objective should be same.
okay,
Only the process or the activity differs.
okay. So I just divided
Objective
the.
mustn't. No, no, no.
Okay.
Objective. See, all the three must be learning everything, isn't it?
Yes, yes. No, no. So I have just divided the class into the three group, ma'am. First is the basic learners. So I just put up the Cambridge extract on the projector, and to the basic group, I just asked to identify the language techniques. I just provided them the table on the projector only with the different headings. For
Sam, if you
example,
give it in projector, your entire
with
class will be distracted, right? You cannot use a common platform for differentiated activity unless until the story is same and their work is different.
yeah, story is same only, and they have that extract in their learners book also. For them, though, those who actually didn't bring the textbook, for them I just put up on the projector, because some of the students are there in the class who actually doesn't have the textbook in their hands. So for them I just put up on the projector, and the rest of the
That you
class
will have to have it as a worksheet. You cannot put it on the projector because the
okay.
moment you put on the projector, remember it's a visual aid, everyone's focus will be diverted towards that.
Okay, then only in the learner's book, that extract of the learner's book. So I have divided the class into three groups. First is the basic learners. Second is the average, and third is the advanced learners. So first I just asked them to identify the language techniques, just basic, that I just give them that this is the line number, okay in that particular line number, just identify what is simile in that particular line, what is metaphor, what is onomatopoeia. I just provided them the scaffolded learning, by just providing them the line number, so that they will not divert in their concentration. They just focus on that particular line number only. So that is for the basic learners. I just do like that only. After that, second is the average. So I just ask them. I actually do not provide them any kind of scaffolding learning. I just ask them that in this first paragraph, these are the language and the structural technique you have to identify, and the and just tell that what is the effect of these language and structural technique on the extract, on the reader. I just ask them in that way, so that they will just think little beyond the basic learners. Second group. And regarding the third group, which is the advanced, I just ask them that they have to focus on the writers methods and the writers purpose. For what purpose the writer has used these particular structure and the language techniques in this particular extract. So they are just writing the writer's purpose and the effect of those language and structural techniques. So the same extract I have just put in the three different ways to the entire class. Is it correct, ma'am?
Three different extracts or the same extract?
No,
one
only. One extract only, but the class being divided into the three learners. One basic, second average, third is the advanced. The
so
basic
the first
learners,
one they are going to identify. Second one
yes,
you're going to ask them to
identify and just write the effect on the writers. What is the effect on the reader? Whatever the writer has used the structure and language technique, what is the effect on the reader?
Yeah, the third one you were asking them to elaborate on it. My question is your objective not changing here?
Yes, ma'am.
Your objective is changing here, isn't it? Your objective is for them to identify simile, metaphor, repetition, and Am I right?
And explain how. Yes, ma'am. And explain how these techniques affect the reader's thought and
Forget that
feeling.
explain part of it. That explain comes under the second objective. Two blooms cannot happen in this one. So one is identify. Now, when you're asking them to identify, how is that going to work out when you're asking them to elaborate on the language structure? That will not work out because your objective gets changed there.
So in one class, I can't put up the three objectives like that.
You can remember. It's not like that, Rupa. If you have an identify objective, you have to first finish that. Okay. Then you have to go to the explain objective.
Okay.
If you have something like, for example, compare and contrast, yes, it's a single one. Recognize and appreciate, that's a single one. But identify is one, explain is another level.
Okay.
Okay, so you will have to think about that.
Okay. From that one objective only, we have to make
you have to have the three activities. See, in case of Yamini's, this one, it was only like create a storyboard. That's it.
Okay.
It is not anything else. It's creating or rearrange the given story into a storyboard activity into a meaningful story. That's it.
Okay. Okay. I just thought that you can just put up three different objectives for three different type of learners.
No, you should not have three different objectives. Okay.
Okay. Understood.
Now, for your checklist for differentiation, first is you have to see whether the whole class was engaged. Did you have a group activity? Because remember, when it's group activity and you have to have a mixed ability group. Okay, mixed ability group. Or you can have same ability group when you are having activities of Yamini. That is where you are asking them to create a different level of storyboards. Was there an amicable atmosphere during the activities that allowed individual participation to their interest? So again, here when we are dividing them into groups, there is something called as group roles. Okay. So whether, for example, you give 3 students making one group, there should be characteristically 3 questions where 3 individuals have to work on. Okay. Does this activity come under active learning? Was the assessment outcome focus of the activity, whether your outcome is reached or not? Does the activity build hearts among students? Okay, this is the checklist that you will have to look when you are looking at differentiated activities. Now, what are the different categories that you can have during your differentiation? Now, you can read through this chapter 2 and 3 in differentiation and action for that. But just quick recap, you will have resources that can be differentiated, task design, task outcome. Remember, task outcome is different. Questioning, grouping, pace, dialogue, formative assessments. These are different categories that you can have in your differentiation. So chapter 2 and 3. Remember, this book is very, very important. So please go through the chapter 2 and 3 so that you can, like some of you can go through chapter 2, some of you chapter 3. Chapter 2 is differentiating instruction during 3 phases of learning. Chapter 3 is providing choice during instruction. So who will go to chapter 2, you put in the chat box. Who will go through chapter 3, you put in the chat box. So that it will be easy. So it's the same one, you need not repeat. Rupa, Megha, Sara, can you go through chapter 2? Saumya, Yamini, Anandita, chapter 3.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Rupa, Megha, Sara, chapter 2. Because it becomes easy, right? When you share, it becomes easy for you to understand also. Please do finish it fast because the next chapter is also important in this. We will have that also to be read because it is on how to apply blooms for differentiation.
Ma'am, I'm sorry. In chapter two, what do I have to read in chapter two? I mean, which?
Now you can start reading how you differentiate instruction during a 3 phase of learning, that is beginning, middle, and towards the end.
So differentiation, instruction strategies, and examples. That one, right?
That you can decide with your group members. You can just go through the chapter and you can decide. Otherwise, one of you can take pre-learning, then you can during learning and post-learning. That's up to you. Rupa can take pre-learning, Megha can take during learning, and Sara can take post-learning. 3 stages. It's 11:14, 11:20, I will stop you. Yes. Rupa, you will have to start with the pre-learning strategies in differentiation.
Yeah. So here that okay, Judith, that author, she just begins at chapter 2 by explaining that the okay, teachers, they just often they just okay rush into okay teaching the new okay topics without actually okay considering that how the brain actually learns the best. So as a result, what happens that the students may just okay cover the entire okay content, but they actually fail to okay, understand, or they just fail to okay, retain it in their brains. So here she just argues that effective teaching okay must be planned right around the three phases of learning. First is before learning, second is during, and third is after okay learning. So you have given me the to just go through the pre-learning phase. So she just states that the pre-learning phase is very much important, and also it is very much okay critical. The reason behind that, because it actually prepares the brain to learn. And if the okay, students are actually okay not okay mentally okay ready for the new information, okay, it is highly impossible for them to okay just okay connect it properly, and they just easily okay tend to okay forget whatever being okay taught to them in the class. So okay, research based okay models such as the reactive phase or the preparation phase or the okay, discovery phase, all these phases, they actually okay, emphasize that okay learning actually must okay begin by just preparing the okay learner's mind. First we should okay prepare. And if and in the document it is also being given that if we will skip this phase, then okay what will happen? Okay, that actually okay leads to the weak okay comprehension and poor okay engagement, and the low okay level of okay retention in their brains. So okay, these are the okay dangers which are given in the document. And during the pre okay learning phase, students activate okay their okay background okay knowledge structure. And okay, this actually allows them to okay, connect their new okay knowledge to what they actually already know. So she just explains that the okay students must okay interact with the okay ideas, with the content, with the okay material, so that the new okay learning has okay something for them to okay just okay attach to their okay memory, so that they can actually okay retain it in their brains. So it is very much required for them for the purpose of retention.
Very good. Okay.
And the pre-learning activity should activate the prior okay knowledge, should create the okay curiosity and okay interest among them. And they should actually establish okay purpose of okay learning in them, that why that okay topic is very much okay important for them to okay take seriously. And they just reduce the okay confusion and okay anxiety in them. All these are the okay basic key okay purposes of the pre-learning phase, pre-learning activities basically.
Right. Yeah. Megha, during
Yes,
learning.
yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, during learning process, it ensures that all the learners can access, they can explore, and they can understand the concepts at the appropriate level. And during learning process, it also allows the learners adequate wait time to think, to process, and to note the relationships among the ideas and the concepts. And the next one is the flexible grouping which the teacher does allows the learner to learn, means it provides basically a support to the learners during the learning process. And the mixed group learners, they encourage peer learning where students explain ideas and clarify the misconceptions together. And in this case, the teacher can also support the struggling learners and can extend the advanced learners simultaneously. And the last one is it this during learning process encourages the learners to take the responsibility for completing their task and contribute to the group learning process.
Very good. Right. La Sara, post learning.
Yes. As Rupa ma'am said, the first one is about getting the prior knowledge, connecting it to the new knowledge. And then Megha ma'am said how the process is going on when the new knowledge they are learning it, how jotting down. And now for the post-learning phase, now whatever they have learned, now it is time for them to reflect of the new knowledge and facilitate it and transfer it into a long-term memory. And how can any topic can turn into a long-term memory is by connecting it with their own personal examples or opinions. So then there are certain activities that it is laid over here that they can connect their this new learning with their own personal uh, experiences. There is students complete a sum up. They have to write about the entire sum up, whatever has happened. Have their own small journal, write about their own opinions by mixing it with with their relationship or their friendship, however, with their opinion, so that it goes into the long-term memory. And then have students gather data or research something new on their own, because we are facilitating them to be uh, self-regulated learners also. So then they already know everything now, and now they have to research something more, add more points to it. Or then have a study groups and have the groups create a graphic content. Or then they can even make a creative presentation, or they can make a chart where everything, whatever is, for example, it was chapter 5, everything is covered in that one specific chart. Or they can even have a small web page made where they gathers all the information and pen it down. Like each and everyone takes some pictures, some stories, write up, and then they collect all that information. These are the different activities they can use to remember the new knowledge, to keep it in the
Very
long-term
true.
memory.
Very true. Now, in this chapter 2, as they rightly said, there are three segments: pre learning, during learning, and post learning. Though the chapter focuses more on multiple intelligences and WARC model, you can look at pre learning as an area where differentiation by content or product can happen. But during learning, it has to be differentiation by process. And finally, the post learning must be differentiation either through content or product. Because the pre learning is related to prior knowledge where recall is needed. During the process, it has to be that the emphasis on the learning objective. Post learning will be the summary of the lesson that you have covered or the topic that you have covered. So it has to again depend on the content as well as what outcome you have reached finally. And this is how you have to space it out. Okay. Yeah. Chapter 3.
Ma'am, may I?
Yes, you can.
This is
You
all
would like to
about
start.
making choices in a differentiated classroom. Here, choices means meaningful choices, like how students want to learn, how they want to work, or how they want to demonstrate their understanding. And by providing choices, students also feel that they have a voice, they are mattered, and it becomes purposeful rather than forced learning.
Very true.
In the document, they have actually explained about choice of homework, choice board, multiple things. I just want to put that in one small gist. Here, choices means choice and task. That means students choose how they want to work to the same learning objective, like working through a short explanation or designing a flowchart or a label diagram or a structured worksheet or an analysis of a real life scenario. Objective remains the same, task differs, and choice and processes, like how they want to learn the content, either work independently or work with a partner, learn through reading, visuals, or a video, or a teacher guided or a peer guided learning. Otherwise, a step by step or attempt to open ended questions or closed ended questions. Then comes choice and product. That means how they want to present what they have understood. That can be a written response, oral explanation, a concept map, or model, or a diagram, or case study, however they want to present it. And even the choice comes in choice and grouping. It's like either a teacher making a mixed ability group, or a peer or a person wants to learn it self regulation and growth mindset.